Assalamu alaikum and very welcome to all the present for our meeting. And I would like to apologize for a short period of notice as this meeting, as our Prime Minister Yang Berhormat Dato' Abdul Halim also joined us our meeting for while having a tight schedule. Thank you, Dato'. First of all, I would like to introduce myself, Muhammad Izzat, as the chairman for today's meeting. Without any further ado, I would like to call the meeting to order. First of all, is there any absent with apologies?
Yes, sir. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Azlan Shah cannot join us for today. Meeting as he right now having ceremony need to attend at Muar Johor. His secretary already emailed to me his apologies for absence for today meeting this morning.
Thank you, Dr. Anas, as also our secretary for today. Alright, let's move on to our minute of meeting. Is there any amendment to make, or is there any amendment I would like? Is there any amendment I would like to propose? The minute of meeting will be passed as true record.
I, Minister of Economy, YAB Muhammad Izhar. I think there is no any amendment and I purpose the previous minute of meeting to be passed as the true record.
I, Datuk Faris, as Chief Commissioner of SPRM, second that motion.
Thank you, everyone. Without any further ado, I would like to invite our Prime Minister, Yang Berhormat Dato' Abdul Halim, to start our meeting today. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. Thank you for Mr. Chairman. Today, there have been many problems in Malaysia which begin from many people have abused their power to promote someone's position. A handful of employees who hold high position do not perform their responsibilities in terms of the field in which they are accurate. This is because the employee holding the position has no experience in the field. This is due to injustice and politics in climbing career leader as there are employees who do not seek promotion in the company but have used insider or bribes to get promotion even though he is not qualified and does not have extensive experience in the field. This will give effect not only to the company but also toward our country as it happened in federal also government institution. I asked the Prime Minister so curious how can corruption to get higher position cases happen in this country.
Thank you, Datuk, for the question about how all these problems arise. For detail, I would like to invite Datuk Faris as Chief Commissioner of SPRM to give next speech as how this problem have been conducted in our country. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to our Prime Minister Datuk Halim, Prime Minister of Finance, Minister of Religions and everyone. I am Datuk Faris as Chief Commissioner of SPRM. To answer a question from our Prime Minister Datuk Halim, injustice that happen to get higher position or power occurs because some people use bribes as an easy way to raise their name as to make more influence in the company. One example of corruption that they often do is by making offers that cannot be rejected by the project manager or person on higher position, such as large amount of money. This matter is becoming more prevalent, which sometimes give a bad impact that can fail a project due to a lack of talent. The worst thing that may happen is the loss of life. An example of this situation is that the construction company that got the project is not able to build a strong building suitable to be used to accommodate the use of the public, making the building not strong and collapsing because the person who in charge was not even capable for that job, but get more fame and money by claiming using politics power. There are also some issues related to utilizing family relationship as the backbone to gain rank and power. One of them is the individual utilizing family or friend relationship. For example, an individual is successful in obtaining higher position, approved in interview session because the interviewer is his friend, and even those who obtain such approval are not qualified to hold office or obtain such employment. Even thus, there are more people capable and have more experience. This result in other qualified individual not being able to obtain the job. So my motion is to make in the company their interviewer or the process may be conduct in a clean and a person that get position must not related or using any power or cables to get it as maybe we can make a unit that will do investigation the trust from it. Thank you.
A very thank you to our Chief Commissioner of SPRM, Datuk Faris. That's a shocking news how all that irresponsible act keep happen in our country. And a good motion have been brought too. Maybe our Prime Minister have want to say anything about this thing or maybe have other question?
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. As we have knew how it happened, maybe can we have the statistic of corruption about climbing career job cases in the country today and who is involved in the corruption cases?
For this question from Prime Minister, I guess it's suitable for our Chief of Police, Datuk Muzaffar Shafif, to give case statement as they also have caught and have many intel about this problem. Please welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Muzaffar Shafif, Chief of Police in Malaysia. First, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (SPRM) has detected an increase in large-scale corruption cases involving criminal syndicates and cartels, as well as civil servants since the COVID-19 outbreak hit the country early last year. SPRM Chief Commissioner Datuk Seri Azam Baki said the increase was believed to be the result of the economic downturn due to the pandemic, which caused more and more individuals to be in a desperate situation. Among the cases of government tender cartels, hacked immigration system, and serious arrest of government officials involved in corruption in abuse of power from enforcement agencies. Once arrested 30 to 40 people.
May I ask, what are the causes of this thing happening?
Uh, the thing has happening varies to promotion, exchange, and disruption in job schedules are among the pressure given to civil servants who report injustice of job position activities in government departments and agencies. This pressure has resulted in many civil servants today being afraid to report the power abuse of their superiors, let alone the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) due to fear that their careers will be jeopardized. The economic downturn has caused our companies to race to get projects to pay employees' salaries and make a living. President of the Association of Malay Contractor Malaysia (PKMN), Datuk Seri Muhammad Fazil Hassan said, the matter caused corruption to reduce competition between other companies. When work is scarce, the economy deadlines. Companies, on the other hand, have to live to pay employees salaries and they are raised to get projects. In the current situation, the projects are very few or limited. So corruption is open to less competition and easier to get projects. Shah Alam, the number of arrests of corruption cases in Malaysia by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) last year showed an increase of uh, 23% compared to 2018. Malaysia's Chief Statistician Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin said statistics showed an increase in bribery offences increased by 79% and was followed by false claims by 35.8%. So I asked the chief of police would like to make a motion to use make harsher, harsher punishment such as higher penalty and lifetime prison toward all these offenders. So other people who want to get higher job position or trying to use inside company's power will scared and make the people who get the position is the one really worthy for it.
Thank you, Chief of Police Datuk Muzaffar Shafif. That's a factual and really informative info and a very good suggestion motion that have been pointed out. Is there anyone want to ask anything or maybe give some sharing?
Assalamualaikum, Mr. Chairman. As our country have majority of Muslim, maybe we can hear what our Minister of Religion thinking about the problem that occur right now in our meeting today.
Sure. Why not we have give the mic to our Minister of Religion, Datuk Ustaz Muhammad Hanif Shahmi, to give his point of view. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. May all be well. I am Muhammad Hanif Shahmi, Minister of Religion in Malaysia. Corruption is something that is forbidden in Islam. Indeed, our religion encourages us to always strive to find halal and good sustenance. Therefore, in seeking sustenance, we must follow the path of religion's teachings so that the sustenance obtained is not contaminated with things that are against Islamic law, ethics, and morals such as committing corruption. The word of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 168. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhan nasu kulu mimma fil ardi halalan tayyiba wa la tattabi'u khutuwati syaitan innahu lakum aduwwum mubin. Sadaqallahul azim. Hey people, eat of that which is lawful and good in the earth, and follow not the footsteps of the devil. Indeed, the devil is the real enemy to you. Bribery is a waste in the form of the bribe given to a person for a specific reason to enable to desire thing to be obtained, resolved, expedite, and so on. You know, corruption is heinous act and forbidden in Islam. Corruption is not just against company value and injustice in a job. In fact, it is also in illegal and punishable by finance, including imprisonment and reputation damage to employees and the company. At principle, corruption was never allowed. We will not influence other either directly and indirectly by offering, paying, or accepting bribe of kickback in or in any other manners they made unethical, illegal, and endangering in our reputation for honesty and integrity. Employees and representative of the company expect to reject any opportunity that will jeopardize ethical principle and reputation. Although certain law only apply to British government official, domestic and foreign, this policy also applies to non-government business partners.
As an Islamic country, what is the opinion that can be given by the Minister of Religion in dealing with the problem of corruption that is rampant today?
There are several measures to address the symptoms of corruption as law enforcement and punishment. This is ensure that corruption practitioners will think twice before committing corruption. Several punishment should be imposed on the perpetrators of corruption so that they are tempted to commit corruption in the future. That this step, the public will be aware of the danger of corruption activities.
That's a good sharing by our Minister of Religion. Thank you. As we can see, Minister of Religion also have the same ideas as we supposed to make harder punishment to all of the people that take part in this crime. So as there is two motion that pretty different, as Dato Faris as Chief Commissioner of SPRM suggests that we make investigation unit for this problem, while Chief of Police point out that we should make a harder punishment to them. So, who in favor of second motion, please raise your hand.
As we can see, majority of today agreed to accept the second motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Anas, for as we done for our first agenda. Let's move toward our second agenda, which what effect toward the economy and individual for this problem. So I would like to let our Minister of Economy and our Secretary, which also have an PhD in psychology, to share their thoughts about this problem. Please welcome.
I would like to answer your question, Mr. Chairman. Would allow me to introduce myself. I, Datuk Muhammad Izzahar, position held as Minister Economy. Main answer about this question is absolutely. Economy our country is will deteriorate. Let me elucidation. First, many of foreign investor will not interested anymore to invest in our country. Our country's fund will decrease because one of our source not like to take their part to national development. They think their money will not save and not worse because they are easy to leak by someone who using to fulfill their necessities.
But how from this corruption turn away all the investor? It not like they knowing what happened about the abusing the power until it will be discussed in court.
I'm agree with Prime Minister say, but we must acknowledge that from the result unprofessional job as the person that take the job not have enough experience and lead to low quality building and infrastructure, make us losses in profit while adding the debt. All of this will make our country in danger because if we don't make any move to build our economy in 20 to 30 years, our country will risk to bankrupt and our folk will the most suffer and will become fugitives. As we have too much debts, we need to sell our property and share market. This will make us all being colonized by without any war happen. So we need to slowly take serious for this problem to avoid our country being a greater losses.
Thank you, Minister of Economy, for give a great explanation for my question just now. Maybe next I would like to hear from our doctor what he has to say about this problem.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone, especially Prime Minister. My name is Dr. Fahmi Anas. I am the doctor of psychology and I am from Hospital Kuala Terengganu. I just want to highlight about the effect of the issue to the worker as individual. Based on the feedback given by the victim that have faced this issue, I can conclude that lots of workers resign from their workplace because they are stressed with the injustice that happened multiple times to them. One of the evidence that I can reveal is the worker got their salary that does not seem as stated before they join the company. Besides, I can conclude that this issue was one of the causes of the workers working like a person with no soul. The reason of why they do this is the politics being involved at their workplace. If they work very hard, the chances for them to getting promoted is low because politics never care about the quality but only the interest of the worker, and politician is only care about their interest. So I hope we will take care of more individual worker for their mental and physical and make them have more motivation as they get paid and raised up that following to their quality, not from injustice and capable to get higher position.
So thank you for both sharing speech just now. So I would like to know if you all agree to the motion have been shared for them. Is there any disagree? Please raise your hand. So anonymously, we all agree to our motion. Then I would like to ask if there anyone want to highlight anything here.
May I give some touch? I would like to suggest our next meeting should be done by online platform as it easy and also don't really need to take time to get all members free as each of us busy with packed schedule.
This is a great idea from Chief Commissioner of SPRM. So maybe we can get a word from the Prime Minister about this.
I also agree with this. So it will make more efficient for all of us.
Alright everyone, as there no more matter to be discussed, we will have to set time and date for next meeting. Is there any suggestion?
Maybe we can hold our next meeting by the early next year, which is after PRM Malacca. So maybe the date will be announcement later, Mr. Chairman.
Okay then, now we have come to the end of our meeting. I would like to thank everyone that have joined our meeting today. We no more discuss. I shall adjourn the meeting until the next meeting. Thank you everyone.